Hi, I'm Rachel from RK Ribbon Designs, and I wanted to show you guys this gorgeous ribbon, first of all, from Costco. I saw it and I already knew it was going to make beautiful flowers, so I had my husband grab it and then I had to go back and get some more. Um, so these are the two flowers and they look completely different. Same ribbon. Look at that. Isn't that wild? So crazy. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make them both. So what you're going to need is your ribbon, and you have to make sure that it's wired, otherwise this is not going to work. And this is a 2.5 inch, like I said, from Costco. So usually Costco and Sam's I find are the best ribbon to use when you're making your roses, because they're a little because they're not high end, so they're not as stiff, they're not as thick. So in this case it's perfect for stuff like that. And you get 50 yards. I think it's like, it was $7.99, so I mean, that's a great deal. So you're going to pull about I always do a yard. So if I was to do a 1.5 inch ribbon for a rose, then I would stop here. But because I'm going to use 2.5 inches, you're going to then pull another like between 12 to 18 inches. So you're going to have about 4 feet of ribbon to make the 2.5 inch. And the thing is, it just means the longer your ribbon is, then you're going to have a more full rose. But you don't want it to be, you can't have it be too long, otherwise it's not going to hold its shape. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this end here. And so how you're going to know which rose you're going to make, because if I tie this end in a knot here, I'm going to tie this end in a knot. Like that. And you want to leave some of your ribbon so that it can create a little tail, because when you wrap that with floral tape, that'll be your stem. So how you'll know is you're going to have a front and a back of your ribbon. So this is the good side. It's nice and vibrant. And this is the back side because it's kind of dull. So when I make my roses, I always have the good side away from me. So because I always have the good side away from me, I always pull the wire from the right side of the ribbon, and make sure you have the good side away from you, and then I'll pull that. So because I know that, this is how I know it's going to be a pink rose, because I'm going to be pulling from the light pink side. So I'm going to just grab this wire here, and I'm just going to start gathering all of this ribbon down. And that's the other thing about like the Sam's Club and Costco ribbon. Usually their wire is really skinny, and then the ribbon can gather really nice. Some of the ribbon, I've gotten rolls before where it's really hard to do it, so you got to be careful. Their blue glitter ribbon that they have, it's tough. I wouldn't make roses with it unless you've done it quite a bit, but this is a good one. This one, it goes pretty easy. So I've gathered it all, and then you're going to still want to go back and gather it some more, because you want to make sure you're gathering it as tight as possible so that it will give you a pretty rose. So I'm just going to take my thumb and my index finger, and I'm just going to start gathering. And I'm holding this piece of wire on the other end, and then I'm just taking little pieces at a time, and I'm just gathering it more. So it looked like it was a lot, but you'll see how much more I was able to gather just doing this. So that was all that was able to get gathered, about another 2 inches. So now I'm going to take this end here and I'm going to gather it together. And then I'm going to take this wire and then I'm going to wrap it. There's this little piece here that the one on the other side that you didn't pull. I'm just going to fold that down just so it doesn't poke at me. And then you're just going to take your wire and you're going to wrap it. Now, usually I'll be at like the softball field and I can just make these, because all you need is ribbon and scissors. Because all you'll do is you'll just take all this extra wire here, and then you'll just keep wrapping it until you have about 6 to 7 inches. So that way you don't even have to cut anything to make any garbage. So now we have about 6-7 inches of wire here. So now you're going to go to your knotted side, and then you're going to take again your index finger and your thumb. I'm going to hold right onto the little knot here, And then I'm going to do like a little half turn towards me. And at the time I'm turning it, I'm going to take all this ruffle and then I'm just going to start wrapping it. And I'm wrapping it right above my fingers here. So it's just going to wrap in the same place. And I'm not pulling it really tight. I'm just kind of letting it fall around my hand until I can't wrap it anymore. And you have the two ends meet. So you have the knotted side and then your wire wrapped side. So you're going to put the two of them together. And then you're going to take your wire here and then you're going to wrap the two tails together. And then you just take your ribbon and you just kind of fluff it out a little bit as needed. And then you're done. And you have a beautiful, beautiful rose. Look how pretty that is. So now if we wanted to do it the other way, do the same thing. I'm going to do like, it's like an arm's length, usually is close to about a yard. And then again, I'm going to pull about another 12 to 18 inches. Cut it. So instead of tying this end that I just cut, I'm going to tie the end that I pulled, because now that's going to assure me that I'm going to make a light pink rose. And if you're not sure, just set it up. So sometimes I'll forget. So I'm like, wait, I have to have the good side away from me and I'm going to pull from the right side. So I'm pulling from the hot pink side. So that means this is going to be the color of your rose. All right, so now we're going to just pull our wire again. And sometimes, like some people say, and you'll have some ribbon that's a little harder to pull. So you can use like a glove or those little finger helmets from Dollar Tree. Or you can like wrap it around a dowel rod or something. Some people use pliers. Just got to be careful. You don't want to break your wire, because if you break your wire, it's done. You're going to have, you can still salvage it on with this wire. This top one just won't have any wire in it. But if you break the second one, then it's really done. But so you just want to be careful, because again, you know, this wire and these ribbon aren't the sturdiest, but they're great for rose making. And I just do little sections at a time. And these are perfect. So like when you're sitting watching TV, or like I said, if you're at like a sporting event, if your kids play in any type of in like an activity, if you're waiting in the car for them to pick them up, you could just take your roll of ribbon and your scissors and then like a bag to put all your finished roses in. And that's all you need. That's it. I mean, if you want to put the stems on, you'll need floral tape, but just to make them, just while you're sitting and wasting time, this is like the perfect little project. All right, so again, I'm going to go with my thumb and my forefinger, and we're just going to gather. Wrap it, and actually I'm going to gather one more time because I still kind of feel like it was just a little loose, and you'll get to kind of know it too. And the issue is, if you don't have it gathered tight enough, when you go to twist it to make your rose, it's not going to be tight, so it's going to look either too scrunched together, or you know, it won't be open enough. So you'll kind of be like, what's wrong with it? And 9 times out of 10, you need to just open it back up and gather it one more time to make sure that it's really nice and tight. So again, I'm going to gather my tail here. I'm going to bend that little piece down, and then I'm just going to wrap. And I do offer some of these roses in my shop. I just haven't had a chance to update a lot of them, but these ones I'm going to be making for my spring tree, and then I will also have them available in my shop. All right, so this is about 6 inches here. Then we're going to take the knotted side again. I'm going to do like a half turn towards me while I'm just starting to wrap all of this ruffle here. Then they're going to come together. And I'm going to take the extra wire here, and then I'm going to just wrap the tails together. And then you have another rose. I prefer this one over the hot pink one just because you get to see the hot pink in the middle there. It looks just a little more natural. And then this is the other one. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, they're both really pretty. But look, they were the same exact ribbon, and I got to make 2 different roses with them. So I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.